4 years ago, I was in a very difficult place. I was in a pit of debt. It was so hard back then. I couldn't sleep right. I was stressed out every day. I kept thinking what my life could have been like if I didn't get into debt. I actually felt like nothing was moving for me in life. I felt like giving up. I felt like, well, nothing was gonna change for me. But then I thought about it and I found ways to get myself out of that debt with just a few steps. In this video, I'm gonna tell you all the steps that I used in order to get back on my feet and start a business. And right now you can see me, I'm happy, I'm back on my feet and everything is moving on well. If you wanna help me to keep going and not get back in debt in the future, don't forget to like and subscribe and feel free to leave a comment. And I'll definitely get back to you. I know so many of you watching this video right now might find yourself in debt, thinking about how to get yourself out of that debt and how to stop being in debt. Lucky for you, I've been through that. I've seen it all. I've felt the pain of being in debt. And in this video, I'm gonna tell you how I got myself out, how I got the balance, and how I built the business that I run today, and how I live a happy and comfortable life. So stay tuned, guys. I'll be right back. Did you know that over 340 million Americans are currently carrying some form of debt? That's not even all. Over to the UK, about 8.5 million people are in debt, with an average of about £1,171 per adult. That's crazy, right? Hold on till you hear this one. Over to Nigeria. Do you know that every Nigerian citizen in Nigeria owes about 191,800 naira, which is about $400 or maybe more? Well, I believe that so many people all around the world are in huge debt. Of course, debt is good and debt is bad. Why do I say so? Because there's two kinds of debt. Of course, there's a good debt and a bad debt. You know, so many billionaires, so many millionaires today in the world, they live on debt. They run their businesses with debt. Do you know why? Because debt is tax-free. They only pay the interest. You can ask Bill Gates, you can ask Dangote, you can ask Elon Musk. So many of them understand this psychology, so they know how to move. But then the kind of debt that these people get into is an investment kind of debt, which can yield good returns in the long run. But then if you are getting into debt for stuff like handbags, shoes, maybe you want to buy a Louis Vuitton bag, you want to buy a Bottega shoe, that's where the problem is, because those are liabilities and those can put you in problems because you're not investing those into something that can yield you returns in the long run. Of course, if you get a good debt, maybe you're paying your mortgage, that's a good one. Maybe you are trying to start a business, you get a loan, you start a business, that's good debt. But then don't go into debt for things that will lead you into problems, things that will not be able to pay themselves in the long run. That's where you find the problem with yourself. Well, I hope that you can follow these steps and get yourself out ASAP. Well, the very first step that I'll advise you to do is get a job. Yeah, as basic as that. Just get something doing. It doesn't matter what it is, even if it's a part-time job. That's if you do not have a job already, do your best to get a job. Even if it's at a McDonald's, even if it's at a KFC, no matter where it is, just try to get a job of some kind. Try to earn something. Maybe every 2 weeks or every month, try to earn something. That's the first step for you if you want to get yourself out of debt, because, well, if you just stay in one position doing nothing, nothing is gonna happen and no debts are gonna go away. So the first thing you would wanna do is find a way, get a job, get moving, earn something. Then we can go to the next step. If you don't get a job, or if you can't get a job, then you shouldn't be able to move to the next step. So let's get to the next step, number 2. Well, guys, for number 2, what you want to do is that you should start paying more than the bare minimum for your credit card. Of course, so many people, when they get credit cards, they just feel like, okay, I can spend like this, I can spend like that. So what I want to advise you now is that don't just pay the bare minimum on your credit card. You should try to increase your credit scores. You should do your best to increase your credit scores as much as possible, as fast as possible. Even if your credit card payment just needs you to pay about $50, $40, do your best to increase that. If you can, you should fight hard. That's why if you got a job, you can do your best to increase your bare minimum payment on your credit card. Of course, paying beyond the minimum is not easy. It's not an easy task, but then it's gonna help you in the long run and will help you to solve the problem much faster. So once you have handled the issue of your credit card, that is if you are in a country where the credit card system really works, but if you're in a country where the credit card system doesn't work, this next point is for everyone. If you're in a country where it doesn't work, if you're in a country where it works, this next point is very important for you. You need to review your budget. Trust me, if you look around you, there's definitely some stuffs that you have been wasting money on that you shouldn't be wasting money on, those kind of stuffs. Look at your budget. Check how much you receive each month. Check how much you spend each month. Check your income each month. Check how much you lose each month for unnecessary stuffs. Check maybe that bag by the side, maybe that shoe, maybe you're buying some stuff that you shouldn't be buying. Maybe you're paying an insurance for a car that is very expensive. You don't need that. You can drop down on your car. You can reduce any extra cost that you have. If you've been eating outside a lot, you should try to eat at home. Cook for yourself. It's really beneficial health-wise and for your pocket, of course. Do your best to minimize cost. Any unnecessary cost, throw them out the window. So do your best to close any unnecessary leaks that you have. If you have a leak somewhere, if you're spending money unnecessarily on something, if you don't know why you're spending that amount of money each month for that stuff or for that thing, do your best to stop it. You can close the leak and use that money to pay more than the minimum for your credit card, or you can use that to start paying the debts off. It's definitely going to help. So if you can avoid that, then you are good to go for the next step. The next point I'll advise you to do is to start a side hustle. Extremely important. Just one source of income is not enough. It might not be enough. It might keep on leading you deep down into the pit of debt. So what you should do is to get a side hustle. It doesn't matter, physical, online, offline. Do your best to get a side hustle. A few hours each day. Of course, if you're doing a 9-to-5 job, when you get back home, do your best to use maybe 2 or 3 hours each evening or each day to put it into your side hustle. It's gonna give you extra income. Extra income plus your 9-to-5 job put together, you'll be able to have more finance that you can solve the problems and get yourself out of debt. Of course, if you're in the US, if you're in the UK, of course, there are options that you can use. For example, you can do Uber. If you've got a car, you can use that car to do Uber and earn some extra bucks. And there's Lyft. There's a website called Rover.com where you can actually sign up and help and assist in walking dogs. There's so many online hustles lately that you can do to earn some money. I actually did a video a couple of days back with hustling online. Some of the options that you can actually do online and learn. That way you can definitely be able to make money, extra cash that can help you pay off some part of your debt. So you should do your best to get a sustainable side hustle. Sometimes you can get side hustles that can later on turn into business. So it all works. Everything works, There's no particular route for you to use in order to make money in life, to increase your streams of income. The more streams of income that you have, the faster you can pay off your debt and the happier your life is going to become. Now, here's another point, which is number 6. Sell stuffs you don't need. Look around you. Look at that old baseball bat by the side. Look at that bag. Look at that shoe. Look at that fridge. Maybe you have 2. Just look around you. Maybe there are some books that you don't use anymore. Maybe there's a couple of stuff around you that you don't need. You should definitely sell them off. Go to websites like Craigslist. Go to Facebook Marketplace. Use your WhatsApp. Use your Instagram. You can even use your TikTok to sell all of those things that you have at home, which you do not need. You can definitely make use of all of these platforms and sell the unnecessary things that are at your place, which you do not need. Yeah, I know it's not easy when you're in debt, But then you should understand that everyone goes through this kind of moments in life, and watching this video today, you will start your first journey to getting out of that debt. And that's the best option you have, because remember, no one is coming to save you. You have to save yourself. If you don't save yourself, how are you going to get yourself out of debt? How are you going to live the life of your dreams? How are you going to be free from debt? How are you going to get your kids, your parents, your wife, your husband, everything they want? Alright, good people, please feel free to let me know in the comment section below if you have other best ways to get out of debt fast. Well, like I said before, if you haven't liked and subscribed yet, please feel free to like and subscribe and leave a comment below. Thank you so much for watching this video. This is Willen. See you next time.